What's up, Samurai? We are back again some more Trove, and today I'm gonna be sitting very awkwardly because Buzz is laying on my lap and I cannot move. So if you haven't checked out Cranny the Curio Merchant, this guy has been regularly selling all of these different bird mounts, right? And we ended up having a video that covered the first ones that we were able to use. Today we're actually gonna be covering all of them because now he has slowly, systematically had his whole inventory have all of these, right? So essentially what I mean by that is basically you can buy all of these today, and then in 6 days from the time that I'm recording this, this will swap out for one of the other mounts. And there's like a total of like 5 or 6 of them or something. And the point is you have to own all of them before you can get Yabaki as the last one. So yeah, now we finally have all of them. Thank you guys for reminding me about it earlier in the stream today, because otherwise I probably would have completely forgot. Let me try and get these all set up for you. So all of these are going to end up being based off the legendary birds. We got Splodori, which is the pretty bird, of course. He's going to end up creating all of the flowers and stuff, and is chonky as heck. Look at this fatty, fat. You're fatty, fat. Oh my God, we can create all sorts of works of art. Like here, this is a black hole into my soul. Then we got Chonkabiri, which I love the names of all of these. And these are probably the only bouncing mounts I actually like, just because the concept of them being fat birds is really, really cool to me. But this is just going to end up making ash on the ground, which, okay, cool. Again, this is kind of the main effect that all of them end up doing. And it's neat, but it doesn't really have any function. It's just vanity, right? And then with Spilluri, this is going to end up being your ice bird. This is the only one that actually has an effect on your movement. So all of the other ones, you know, it just is a visual thing that goes on the ground. This is actually like ice physics. So it's probably the most annoying of the mounts, just because of the fact that I'm having a really hard time navigating this environment as I create an ice rink or Canada on the ground. I guess this is my mount, basically. It's the Canada mount. So then there was also Splashonda as one of the extras. And this one's a weird one because we don't actually have a legendary bird representative of it, but this is the water one. So it basically just makes the ground all like damp and water and stuff. One thing I want to test out, so you'll see that the color is actually a darker variant of the green that we have on the ground. I want to see, is it going to just make a darker purple in the Cursed Veil? Because that would be pretty interesting if it doesn't just always make it that kind of bluish tint and instead just makes it like actually, no, okay, it's the greenish. It always just looks the same. Kind of looks like puke when we're in here, but okay. I don't know why I thought possibly it was actually making a damp color of the blocks that were on the ground, but I guess they only tested this on the greenery. And then of course there's the last two. So there's Squishonda, which is Ganda, but squishy and fat boy. And I mean, he's pretty cool. Again, you know, it creates the gold blocks on the ground, which I like, but it doesn't create blocks in the air or anything. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Can we also cheese this and get gold? No, we can't actually destroy it while it's a gold block. That's kind of interesting. Kind of makes sense though, because I don't know how they would code that. But the thing is that I actually talked about this concept long time ago, because there was an event, one of the winter events that had snowballs we could throw on the ground that would essentially end up painting the ground ice. And I thought, how cool would that be if we had that as an actual paintbrush tool that we could use in Club Worlds? I kind of want to test this out in a Club World really quickly before we show the Yabaki final one though. I'm assuming it's not going to end up doing anything. Yeah, okay, so I am allowed to build and destroy things in this area, and it doesn't affect Club Worlds at all. Last but not least, we have Yabaki, which, my God, like, I don't know why they're even charging so much for these. Now, the thing that kind of makes me a little bit frustrated here is, for those of you that don't know, Yabaki is basically Yabaki, but a chunky fat one. It's funny that they even had this in the game, because this is basically the most acknowledgement this mount has ever gotten since, I don't know, years ago, when they ended up like giving away like 3 Yabaki mounts or something like that during dev streams. So This is really, really cool to me, right? Because it ends up putting a bunch of purple blocks on the ground. Okay, neat. This is essentially what Yabaki was originally going to end up doing. We ended up seeing developers using Yabaki back in the day, and they were, creating sky blocks. Same as Ganda, but it's just going to end up being purple themed, right? Okay, cool. Now, I happen to be one of the lucky people that has Yabaki because somebody ended up winning it in a dev stream, and they were kind enough to throw me the code, which I think is pretty awesome because, as you would expect, that person I don't think even plays Trove anymore. So I appreciate the fact that they gave it to me. But unfortunately, Yabaki ended up getting insanely nerfed before the devs ended up actually giving out codes, because you'll notice that we're not creating any blocks on the ground, and we don't even create blocks in the air. Stupid. What happens? Well, if we left click, you can't really see it, but we're actually shooting a laser out of our face, which is the most destructive laser in the game, but who cares? Like, hashtag free Yabaki, hashtag fix Yabaki. Like, I just wish that this mount was as good as Ganda again, because then you guys would actually see it in videos and I would promote it and it would be like kind of cool. And then maybe the devs could actually start giving them away again. But as of right now, this thing's just bragging rights. That's it. It doesn't have any functionality. And arguably, even Ganda to this point, Volatile Bounder replaces it. But that's going to end up being all of the squeaky, clean, bouncy, fat mounts. So hopefully you found this video interesting or helpful or both. Why is it showing that? I don't know. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day. Smash like, sub for more, buy the merch you want to support the channel. I'm only wearing the hat. I'm not wearing the shirt today. Anyways, I appreciate you watching and appreciate your continued support. Bye, guys.